बैक माई लवली टीच विद लिटरेचर से नया टॉपिक लाएं प्रीफेस टू शेक्सपियर बाय सैमुअल जॉनसन। चलिए लेट्स स्टार्ट करते हैं। प्रीफेस टू शेक्सपियर इज रिटन बाय अ ग्रेट क्रिटिक सैमुअल जॉनसन हु वाज नोन एज अ ग्रेट पोएट, प्ले राइटर, smallest literary critics, editor and well-known figure a late Augustan age. In preface to Shakespeare, Johnson highlights several qualities and defects in the Shakespeare plays, whether they are the comedies or tragedy. It was published in 1762. The preface got enough fame due to the point that Johnson raised in his writing. However, while highlights the defects and qualities of Shakespeare's work, Johnson sometimes contradicts his own views. In judging Shakespeare's plays, Johnson focuses and mainly these points: fidelity to facts to nature, mingling of tragic and comic elements, three unities, faults of Shakespeare. The preface to Shakespeare deals with Johnson's judgment of Shakespeare as a dramatics. According to Johnson, the basic requirement of literary greatness is a fidelity to facts of nature. Johnson praises Shakespeare for meeting this requirement fully and most satisfactorily. According to him, Shakespeare is par excellence the poet of nature. Johnson said that Shakespeare's plays are mirror of life and his characters have a universal appeal. Johnson also praised Shakespeare's realism. He says that his depiction of the truth of human nature and human psychology is praiseworthy. He portrayed human characters in a realistic manner. His plays are full of practical axioms and domestic wisdom. He does not depict love as the major human motive and emotion. He knows that love is only one of many passions. It has no great influence upon the totality of life. Thus, it has little operation in the drama of Shakespeare. Johnson discusses the realistic quality of Shakespeare's dialogues too. In preface to Shakespeare, Dr. Johnson defends Shakespeare for him mingling of the tragic and comic elements in his plays on the ground of realism and historical background. According to his, such mingling only serves to show us the world in which the loss of one man is the gain of another. He could iambic comic and tragic elements in one and the same play. Almost all his plays are divided between serious and ludicrous characters, and the sometimes produce sorrow and the sometimes laughter. Shakespeare has been charged for his neglect of the unities of time and place, but Johnson defends him in this matter. According to him, this neglect is not really a fault. He argues that if an audience in a theater can accept the stage as a locality in the city of Rome, they will also accept the change from Rome to Alexandria. The unity of time may likewise be violated on the same principle. He concludes this discussion by saying that the unities of time and place are not essential to a good play. In his preface, Johnson defends Shakespeare in many matters, but he does not consider him to be a faultless dramatist. According to him, Shakespeare tries more to please his audience than to insult them. It seems that he writes without any moral purpose. His plots are often very loosely formed and carelessly pursued. His comic scenes are seldom very successful. Johnson does not attack a favorable view of Shakespeare tragic plays. Thus, Johnson is a great critic. His preface is called as a balanced estimate. So, we says that preface to Shakespeare is one of the best criticism of Dr. Johnson's.